Yesterday I froze during sex and my girlfriend asked if we should stop. I said yes and she backed off. I've never been treated like this before. I am 23 male and I've been raped before. Twice. I've been sexually assaulted too and this has affected me in subsequent relationships a lot. 2 days ago my girlfriend, 23, was in my lap and we were making out and suddenly the images of rape came into my mind and I froze. She obviously sensed it and asked if everything was okay but I couldn't answer and I'd begun to sweat. She got off my lap and asked if I wanted to talk but I still couldn't say anything. Then she asked if she should leave the room and I gave a small nod. She just grabbed her phone from the table and left. This has never happened with me. Nobody has listened to my no before. It feels weird, different? I don't know. Next morning when I woke up she had made breakfast and left me a note saying if I wanted to talk I could call her anytime. She came over after work and I thanked her for listening to me. I was almost in tears. She welled up too and said no obviously means no, but hesitation means no too. And that she would never knowingly hurt me. I've never been treated like this before. My parents were shit, and almost every relationship I've had, 3, were also similarly shit. But she's different. She's been my rock when I've fallen low. She cooks for me because she wants me to be healthy. She leaves notes of affirmation all over the house for me to find and is generally the most genuine amazing person I've ever met. I want to show my gratitude to her and want to tell her how much she means to me but I don't know how. Also it's still weighing on me how my say matters to her. Never in my life have I ever been treated this way. So how do I tell how much she means to me? And will I stop feeling this way? You could read her this post. If you wanted to show her with your actions then you could plan a special day doing the things she enjoys. And to add to that, if you've never heard about love languages, they could be a good start to thinking of other ways to show her your appreciation. Does she like gifts? Quality time? Acts of service? Physical touch? Words of affirmation? Not saying to focus on only one, but it could help give you more specific ideas. Even on a date doing things she enjoys, you might be able to dig a little deeper. Would she love being presented a heartfelt letter, gifts plus words of affirmation? A quiet evening stroll, hand in hand, physical touch plus quality time? On the other hand, she sounds like a keeper and I wish you two the best. Sorry you've gone through what you have, and I'm glad that you're finally being treated the way that you deserve to be treated. Honestly, I read a lot of posts on here where people ask how can I show X how I really feel. And my first thought is often that showing the post you just wrote anonymously on the internet to billions of strangers contains your true feelings. Hand your phone to them so they can read it too. Set up a little living room picnic date, with her favorite foods and put on a movie for the two of you to watch. Girls don't want, or need, really big gestures. It's the simple things that matter most. Honestly, I'm overjoyed when my fiancé gets me a candy chocolate bar from the grocery store because he's noticed I've been stressed lately. Doesn't take much. She sounds like a keeper. You should look into finding a therapist that specializes in EMDR. It can help you process your trauma and handle external stimuli that triggers your PTSD. This is very important. I'm in therapy now, also EMDR. It will be very tough, but I noticed that after just a few sessions, I thought, and think, very different about my traumas now. It does work, and it's a very good therapy to get rid of your traumas. Good luck. Oh, she sounds like a wonderful partner. I mean, not violating people is the bare minimum, but she sounds empathetic and understanding and loving on top of that. I am so happy for you. It's not a quid pro quo thing, but I would just try to be nice and empathetic and caring towards her in some other way. What's her favorite meal? Does she have a hobby where she needs some equipment or where she would love for you to be a part of it and help out? Are there things that worry her that you could in some way alleviate? Work stress, a bathroom that hasn't been cleaned in a long time. I don't know. I don't know her, so I am just throwing things at the wall. Point being, if I were you I would think about what would make who she is happy. A gift that shows you know her, not just something fancy and expensive, something that shows that you see her, like she sees you. A helping hand with an overwhelming project. Do you know her love language? It sounds a little silly but it's actually super useful. People show love differently and I would mix something between the way you like to show love and the way she likes to receive it. You don't owe her this though, and I don't think she feels like you owe anything. But I think it's really good that you want to show her how much she means to you and how much you want to be as good to her as she is to you. Equity, not equality. She sounds like an amazing and supportive partner, and that is absolutely what you deserve, Red Heart. I know sometimes it can be really awkward to voice appreciation for stuff like this. A card may be a really sweet and special thing that she would probably really appreciate and be able to hang on to forever. I know I always loved small stuff like that from my boyfriends. I would keep them in a memory box so I could look back at them. Your girlfriend sounds amazing. I'm sorry to hear about your trauma and when we've been subject to boundaries being violated in the past, either small scale or something like assault. When someone responds in a respectful, empathetic way, it can feel really emotional. It also sounds like I can relate to the whole feeling of not being able to communicate with her in that moment. That's totally normal, and as some people have mentioned already, seeking professional support would be a great idea to help you push yourself in a safe and comfortable way. You don't need to pay her back or do anything big, even as small as saying, "Hey, I really appreciated you being so supportive of me the other night. This stuff is tough for me to talk about, but I wanted to express how much it meant to me to have felt safe with you in that moment." Having gone through something similar, it's hard to express the relief when you actually find someone who cares about what you want more than they care about sex. I've been talking to this guy on and off for years but had never met until one night when I was bored and he messaged me out of the blue, offering to go to his for drinks. I sorta clarified with him that this was just gonna be drinks and I wasn't interested in hooking up, but he still wanted to meet. Anyway, he offered me a cab to get to his. Neither of us was in a fit state to drive, lol, and we ended up getting really drunk. He was a great guy and we're just cuddling up chatting like we've known each other for years. One thing leads to another and I just sorta think, fuck it, why not? TBH, I'm not even sure what changed, but it just wasn't doing anything for me. I tried to just carry on, but the drink and other things were really hitting me now and the world was spinning in a drunken bad way. He asked me if I was okay, and I just said I want to stop. I was expecting him to get angry, or emotional, or demand reasons, but he just accepted. He asked if I wanted to go home or him to go back to the living room, neither of which I did. He asked if we could just snuggle, and besides a joke about him wonking in the toilet so he wasn't poking me, he was fine with it. It was just, IDK, refreshing that his only concern wasn't him and it meant more to him that we both enjoyed it. People are calling you a pussy? SMH. Men and boys get raped too, dumbasses. It enrages me how much men boys are dismissed so easily. I know a couple of my cousins that have been sexually violated at a young age by people they knew. The way they are told to keep quiet about it only leaves them with using alcohol and drugs to suppress their emotions. Coupled with machismo in the Hispanic community, it becomes a source of self-destruction. Okay, who the fuck called you a pussy for being fucking raped? Please tell me who they are and we'll be having fucking words. Just be as attentive as she is. Show her and tell her you love her. You also need to go to therapy. It's nice and all that you want to show her you appreciate her, but that won't help in the long run. Honestly, the best thing you could do for the both of you is to find professional help and to work through your trauma. This is what I was gonna say. She sounds amazing and like you're experiencing a healthy relationship for the first time in your life. Seeking a qualified mental health professional who you trust will help you learn how to foster more of that in your life and nurture the existing healthy relationships you do have. Most importantly, it will help you build a healthy, loving relationship with yourself.